morning all. Today's our topic is cervical vertebrae. Now, identification. The cervical vertebrae are identified by the presence of foramina transversalia. These are 7 cervical vertebrae, out of which the third to 6 are typical, while the first, second and seventh are atypical. You can see the second to 7 vertebrae anterior view. Now the typical cervical vertebrae body. The body is small and border from side to side, then from before backwards. Its superior surface is concave transversely with upward projecting lips and each side. The interior border of this surface may be beveled. The inferior surface is shell-shaped, being convex from side to side and concave from before. Now, anterior and posterior surface resemble these of other vertebrae. Now, vertebral foramen. Vertebral foramen is larger than the body. It is triangular in shape because the pedicles are directed backwards and laterally. Now, vertebral arch. The pedicles are directed backwards and laterally. The lamina are relatively long and narrow. The superior and inferior articular processes from the articular pillars which projected laterally at the junction. The transverse processes are pierced by the foramina transversalia. The spine is short and bifid. Notch is filled up by the ligamentum nuchae. The attachment of relation. The anterior and posterior longitudinal ligaments are attached to the upper and lower border of the body, in the front of and behind respectively. On each side of the anterior longitudinal ligament, the vertical part of the longus colli, it attached to the anterior surface. This is the typical cervical vertebrae seen in the bow. Now, the upper border of the lower part of the anterior surface of the lamina. It is the foramina transversum transits the vertebral artery and vertebral veins, and which branches of the inferior ganglia and anterior tuberculi is given the origin of the scalenus anterior and longus capitis and oblique part of the longi colli. The costo-transverse bars are grooved by the anterior primary rami. The posterior tubercle gives origin to the scalenus medius, scalenus posterior, levator scapulae, and scalenus cervicis, and longissimus cervicis, and iliocostal cervix. The spine gives origin to the deep muscle of the backward of the neck. The ossification, the typical cervical vertebrae ossify from the 3 primary and 6 secondary centers. These are the primary centers, and it neuralized during the 9 to 6 development, 9 to 10 weeks of fetal life, and centrum in the 3 to 4 months of the fetal life. The secondary centers 2 are the endure epiphysis disease for the peripheral parts of the upper and lower surfaces. Now, first cervical vertebrae, it is called the atlas. It is ring shaped. It has neither a body nor a spine. The atlas has a short anterior arch, a long posterior arch, right and left lateral masses, and transverse processes. The anterior arch is marked by a median anterior tubercle, and the posterior arch is from the about 2/5 of the ring and is much longer than the anterior arch. This is the atlas vertebrae figure seen from the above. Each atlas march shown the following important features. Its surface bars is the superior articular facet, the inferior articular facet, and the medial surface and lateral masses mark the small tubercle and transverse processes. Attachment and relations. There is anterior tubercle provides attachment of the anterior longitudinal ligament and upper oblique part of the longitudinal colli. The upper Anterior gives to the atlanto-occipital membrane, and the third is the anterolongitudinal ligament and the ligamentum nuchae, and rectus capitis posterior minor. This is the attachment. And there is vertebral artery, first cervical nerve, and atlanto-occipital membranes is passing through groove. The lower border of the posterior end gives attachment to the ligamentum foci. And the tubercle on the media side of the lateral masses gives attachment to the transverse ligamentum of the latalis. Now rectus capitis anterior. Now gives origin rectus capitis anterior, superior obliques, inferior obliques, levator scapula, and splenius cervicals, scalenus medius are origin from here. Now ossification at last ossify from the three centers, one from the each lateral mass with the half and posterior arch and the anterior arch. Now second cervical vertebrae is the called is axis. It is identified by a presence of the dense or the process which is a strong tooth-like process projecting. You can see it in the figure. This is the figure of the second vertebrae. Body and dens. The superior surface, his body is fused with the dens and encroach upon each side of the superior articular facet. The inferior surface has the prominent anterior margin which projects up downwards. The anterior surface presents in medial side of the there are hollow impressions. Vertebral arches, the pedicles, inferior vertebral notches and lamina, and thick strong. There is, you can see in the atlas. Articular is a superior articular facet, inferior articular facet, transverse process, spine, all are present in the second vertebrae. There is a attachment, apical ligament and alar ligament attached near the dens. The anterior surface of the body received the insertion of the longus colli and anterior longitudinal ligaments. The posterior surface of the body provides attachment from the below upwards to the posterior longitudinal ligament and membrane. The foramen ligamentum flora. The transverse process like gives by the tip to the levator scapula and scalenus medius and splenius cervicis and intertransverse muscle. Now, spine gives attachment to the ligament nuchae, semispinalis, cervical, rectus capitis posterior, major and inferior oblique, and the spinous cervicis, and interspinalis, spinalis, and the multifidus is seen. The seventh cervical vertebrae is also known as the vertebral prominence because of the long spinous process, the tip of the which can be felt through the skin on the lower end of the knuckle furrow. The spine is thick, long, nearly horizontal. It is not bifid. The transverse processes are comparatively large in size. The posterior root of is larger than the anterior, and the anterior tubercle is absent. The foramen transversus is relatively small, sometimes double on or the anterior absent. This is the figure of the seventh cervical vertebrae. The attachment. The tip of the spine provides attachment to the ligamentum nuchae, trapezius, rhamboideus minor, and serratus anterior muscle. Superior, posterior, superior, and spinous capitis, spinalis thoracic, spinalis cervicis, and interspinous and multifidus muscles are attached with. Now, transverse process to the foramen transversum, usually transverse only an accessory vertebral vein at the posterior tubercle and suprapubic membrane and levator scapula. The anterior root of the transverse process by sometimes be separate in the cervical rib of the vertebral side. Now, ossification. Its ossification is similar to that of the typical cervical vertebrae. In addition, the separate center of the each postal process appears during 6 months of the intrauterine life and fuse with the body. Now clinical anatomy. The costal element of the seventh cervical vertebrae may get enlarged to form the cervical ribs. The cervical ribs is additional ribs uh, arising from the C7 vertebrae. The intervertebral foramina of the cervical vertebrae lies anterior to the joint between the articular process. The joint is the lateral parts of the adjacent body of the cervical vertebrae is called Niscus joint. The vertebral artery coursing through the foramen transverse lies lateral to this joint. The prolapse of the intervertebral disc occurs through the junction of the different curvature. During judicial hanging, the odontoid process usually broken in heat of the vital entrance. The atlas may fuse with the occipital bone. The pharyngeal and retropharyngeal inflammation may cause decalcification of the atlas vertebrae. Fractures of the skull may be depressed, and Hangsman fractures occurs due to the fracture of the pedicles of the axis vertebrae. This is the figure of the bilateral cervical ribs. This is the different clinical anatomy and figures you can see here. Now ossification of cranial bones. Frontal bone is ossified membranes to primary central appears during either week near the frontal eminence, and the parietal its ossified membranes to central appears during 7th week near the parietal eminence, and occipital its ossified partly membranes and the partly cartilage it part of the highest knuckle line ossified in the membrane by the central, which appearing during the 2nd month of fetal life. There is the center of the squamous part of the highest knuckle appearance of the two center, one for the each lateral part appear during 8th week. Temporal squamous and the tympanic parts ossify and the membranous part of central which it appear during the 7th week, and tympanic part is and one center each appear during 3rd month.